Artemis Oracle. Oh my God, I'm so tired, and the day isn't even over yet. So we had we had an event with my department, and I'll try to be more proactive and being involved in things so that I can start to interact with more people, which is something that I struggle with. I mean, I could talk to people and stuff, but just being in large groups, I really don't like. And then just helping somebody with an event and something I typically don't do, but I'm like, you know what? There's certain things I need to like open up myself to, to experience. And it kind of makes sense with this full moon. Now that I'm thinking about it now, as I'm speaking out loud, it's like, okay, there's certain things I don't like, but there's certain experiences I can gain and people I can meet if I kind of step out of my comfort zone. So this is me releasing my grip on my comfort zone. Also, any negative thoughts, like being more aware of my negative thoughts, because I had one and I became the ice queen to someone. I became an ice queen, and it was like a thought that passed my mind. I'm like, you know what? I cannot entertain my paranoia. So something I need to work on. So I hope everybody's having a great day, a great Friday. And I just want to see what the current energy is. I hope all of you are looking forward to the weekend ahead. I am. I'm hoping to have a good weekend because the past 2 weekends haven't been the greatest. So let's see. I want to know what the current energy is. What is the current energy for the collective? Okay, let me do this. All right. So, hi, Akash. So I'm not going to be answering any questions. I should have said that first, but I'm not going to be answering any questions. Taking a much needed break from that. So I just want to see what the current energy is for the collective. What is the current energy for the collective? Okay, we have the Three of Wands. It's about considering what your future plans are, what future plans you want to make, and what actions you've taken so far. You're waiting for your ships to come in, you're waiting for the results. Some of you could be waiting for test results, waiting for a response to an application, a response to some action. Maybe you're waiting for a reaction. We have the Queen of Cups, as I was talking about reactions. So some of you may be dealing with a water sign, or you may be in that emotional energy, maybe feeling very sensitive. I would say even maybe feeling a bit apprehensive about what may be coming next, So it's like some of you may be trying to keep yourself calm, to relax, to not be reactive, because I did say reaction. So it's like whatever you may be waiting for, you may be sitting patiently, and maybe you're feeling emotionally calm. You may be calm. Maybe that's something that you need to work on. Yeah, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Something probably has been taking its sweet time. There may be something you're waiting for. It may have to do with money, and you may be in this energy where you're trying to keep yourself together, not worrying as you're waiting, because it may have to do with something that has to do with finances. Maybe some of you are waiting for a check. Some payout, possibly news about a job. I don't know if some of you already went to, you know how certain jobs, they have multiple interviews, and you have to do the first phase and then the second phase. Are some of you waiting to see if you're going to be asked to participate in a second interview? Some of you may be waiting about that. I mean, the fact that card came on the reverse with the Knight of Pentacles is, some of you may be waiting a significant amount of time. or you have been waiting, it's going to be a slow process. I would say this is a matter of you remaining patient. You know, it's about remaining patient, because ultimately something good is going to come out of it. You're going to be feeling, you're going to be emotionally fulfilled. You're going to be feeling very happy, ecstatic, satisfied, gratified. But I think it's just a matter of you remaining patient, remaining calm, not allowing yourself to fall into that, what if I don't get it? Or, like negative thoughts, just be calm. Just let things happen the way they're meant to. Be patient. Don't work yourself up for no reason as you're waiting for something, waiting for some sort of response. And I said it was about money. So some of you, maybe some of you, it could be, how come in my mind I heard settlement? I don't know if there's some sort of settlement that you're waiting for, but whatever it is, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be happy with it. You're gonna feel fine with it. You're gonna be pleased with the 9 of Cups. So it's whatever it is, it's coming. It's just a matter of you just not stressing, not watching, waiting, obsessing. Definitely not that. Remain emotionally balanced. Don't let your fears create unnecessary emotions for yourself. Remain grounded. Because maybe some of you were ungrounded. That's why this card came out in reverse. Because the Knight of Pentacles is someone who does not take risks. This is someone who takes a slow and steady approach to things, doesn't rush things, is patient. In the reverse is the opposite of that. So some of you, if you've been patiently waiting for something, it's a matter of you getting right. Start becoming patient. Whatever you're waiting for, it's coming. That impatience is a blockage. It delays things because it's like you're obsessing about an outcome. It's gonna come. It's just a matter of time. Just be patient. Sit pretty, but don't be stressed out. Remain calm, remain unbothered, and remain optimistic too. If it's just some sort of settlement, there's going to be fairness in that settlement. It's going to be a balanced settlement. See the scales right there. So whatever it is going to restore balance. If you've been feeling imbalanced, balance is coming in with the 6 of Pentacles. But it could be about money, maybe being properly compensated, fairly compensated. But it's just a matter of you being patient. It's funny that the 2 of Wands came on the reverse. And I typically don't read reversals. The only time I do that is when I'm answering certain questions, but I'm not doing that. So the 2 of Wands is not making a choice, not taking any action, not even considering your crossroads, keeping yourself stuck essentially, But that's what I feel like when you think about it, it's like you don't want to be impatient. You don't want to be rushing a process. You don't want to be impatient with the process because that's going to cause some sort of delay, It's like they say, a watched pot never boils because you're sitting there watching it. It's like watching paint dry. Useless, pointless, a waste of your time. You did what you had to do. Now you just have to wait for the result to come in. But it's a matter of you remaining calm, cool, collected, and grounded, and also optimistic. Okay? So that's what I'm getting for that reading. So that's somebody's energy today. Be patient. Because a positive outcome is on the other side of what you're waiting for. It's just a matter of you being patient and remaining emotionally and mentally grounded. Okay, is there anything else the collective needs to know? Any other messages the collective needs to know? So if you're new here, my name is Tanya. I'm Artemis Oracle. I'm an oracle and tarot card reader. So let's see what other messages we can get for the collective. Today is the full moon in Scorpio. Okay, some sort of conflict, competition, arguments. It could be someone or people talking over each other, but not giving each other the space to communicate your thoughts, your ideas, plans, coming to some sort of agreement about a plan, about an action. Okay. What is this conflict about? What is this conflict about? This card. Okay. I think some of you may be, like, if there's conflict, it may have to do with something that has already fallen apart, and it's a matter of trying to figure out how to fix something, how to put something back together, because whatever was built, whatever fell apart, it was built on faulty foundation. So there may have been deception, there may have been not a lack of integrity, I want to say, weak integrity. It's like something was not stable because it was built off something that was faulty, unstable, faulty, unstable, and lacking integrity. Okay, what is the Tower though? Why is the Tower here with the Five of Wands? Yeah, I was talking about dishonesty. Like somebody has to come clean about something. Because I got the King of Swords. Something may have been, a truth may have been revealed, and that's where this argument. The argument could have been started because somebody said something, spoke a truth, and that caused some sort of breakdown, a breakdown in communication, a breakdown in collaboration, and maybe, yeah, it's definitely a breakdown. Because there's a lot of, I want to know what was the breakdown with? Got the Pisces Hangman card coming out. Someone saying things from a different perspective, maybe needing to see things from a different perspective, especially when it comes to matters of the hearts and emotions, about a new beginning, a renewal. When it comes to love, it could be a love situation. And it could be about how someone needs to change their perception about someone and how that person thinks about them or how the person feels about them. The truth about how this person sees and feels about someone. The King of Swords, that's air sign energy. The Tower is Scorpio and Pisces. No, Scorpio and Mars. Aries energy, Mars energy. So, and then the Hangman is Pisces. The Ace of Cups is about a new beginning when it comes to love. It could be a renewal of love, and it could be an abundance of love, abundance of emotions. Why would the Tower have the Ace of Cups? I don't know. If there was some sort of an argument, and this typically happens when you have an argument, with somebody, and then they say something, and sometimes they speak the truth. You know, sometimes when we speak out of anger, we speak the truth, and it's like something that we've been holding back, and that may have caused some sort of collapse. Somebody spoke a truth. Somebody may have spoke the truth about how they feel about something or someone. So I see the King of Wands here. Sorry, Knight of Wands. Let me see what's at the bottom of the deck. The Knight of Wands is fire sign energy. Basically someone who is very energetic, very attractive, younger, full of energy, maybe a lot of sexual energy. It could be that, or it could be that they just have a lot of energy, that they're always moving around, always busy, always active, always, getting into shit. And I so that sounds negative, but I don't mean it in the negative way. They're always getting involved in things. And I don't know, I want to know. Because we know the Five of Wands is tied to the Tower, and the Tower is some sort of breakdown. So the argument could have caused a breakdown. The truth being spoken caused a breakdown. And it could have been the truth that was spoken during an argument. Somebody may have said something about how they felt. Or maybe somebody... Because, when you think of the Ace of Cups as a beginning. I don't know if somebody wants to have a new beginning, or someone, I don't know if somebody expressed love to someone, you know? Okay, I want to know. Someone is looking at things from a different perspective. Maybe someone is looking at the conflict, the argument that occurred, and looking at it from a different perspective, seeing things from a different perspective, seeing from somebody's point of view. Maybe they're seeing the truth of why an argument, or someone was upset about something. Because sometimes when you're angry and you're in an argument with someone, you can't really be in a place to really understand what someone is feeling or how they're thinking, because your emotions are to have taken over, and in a way, if you have no control over it, sometimes it could skew your perception, your understanding, you know, because you're in the midst of feeling a certain way that it alters you. Like, you lose reason, you lose like logic. All logic goes out the window. It's when you're in the middle of an argument and it becomes one that ends up with a tower, you know, or leads to a tower. But I want to know about the Hangman. What perspective has been changed? What's the perspective that has been changed? I don't know if somebody's seeing somebody as somebody that they manifested, or somebody that may be a manipulative person. Maybe they're seeing someone as manipulative, or maybe they're seeing somebody as a manifestation. Because the magician manifests. He attracts what he wants. He uses the tools at his disposal to get what he wants. Get what he wants. And this, the Queen of Cups came out. And I said manifest to somebody. I don't know if this person was trying to manifest a Queen of Cups, or just a loving, caring, compassionate, sensitive figure. It could be a masculine or feminine, you know. But it is a feminine Queen of Cups. Okay. But what is this Ace of Cups? I wonder if somebody thought somebody was being immature, because the Knight of Wands with the King of Swords, maybe somebody was viewing someone as being immature. The King of Swords seeing the Knight of Wands as being immature. Maybe reckless, being reckless. What is this Ace of Cups? That card right there. Hermit. Yeah, someone's keeping to themselves, because if there was a breakup or breakdown, somebody is reflecting about. The thing that came to mind is somebody's questioning, what is love? You know, what is love? Sometimes you need to do that. Temperance. Yeah, this is someone who's trying to ground themselves, because the Hermit is someone who takes time to themselves. They isolate, but it's to gain a different perspective, to go within, to gain inner knowledge, understanding what their deepest desire is, what their wish is, because they say the Hermit is holding the star in his lantern. So it's like guarding, protecting something. But then the thing is, sometimes you need to evaluate, is what I'm guarding and protecting worth guarding and protecting, you know? Someone may be either deciding to pour their love into somebody, or if they should be pouring that love into themselves. Why is the Hermit and Temperance card? We got that's Sagittarius, and Hermit is Virgo. Gemini is Magician. Yeah, because I think someone may be choosing themselves. I don't know if somebody had an argument, they said something, it turned somebody off, it broke things down. And the Ace of Cups with the Hermit, that's someone going solo. With the Temperance, solo energy, by themselves, alchemizing, transmuting their energy, healing, reconciling within themselves, coming to peace. But then the Eight of Cups comes out, so it's indicating somebody is coming to peace with some sort of departure. choosing to walk away from something, being at peace with walking away from something to fulfill one's own emotional cup, emotions, take care of themselves, self-care, pour into oneself. I want to know what truth came out. I want to know what the truth is. What is the truth that King of Swords communicated? Something, wanting to invest, wanting a new beginning, wanting to start something, grow something. We have the Ace of Pentacles with it. What's that Ace of Pentacles tied to? These cards fell out. What's the Ace of Pentacles with the King of Swords? Finally come to a decision to take action towards something that they want to grow after a period of rest. I wonder if the King of Swords is the Hermit, who may have spoken about their emotions, maybe looking at what they truly desire, what's most important, what do they most value, what do they want to grow, where do they want to start from scratch with or from. It's the Ace of Pentacles. It could be that the King of Swords may have extended some sort of offer. And if we think about the Ace of Cups and the Ace of, that could have been like, you know, this is weird now. I don't know. This is just a weird ass reading, honestly. Now I'm thinking, you know, sometimes when people argue and then they're like, oh, but I fucking love you. You know, like, I want to be with you. You know, like that. I'm getting that. And that could throw somebody off. Like the Tower could be somebody was knocked on their ass because they're like, wait a minute, what? It could be something like that. All right, but what's the Knight of Wands doing here? Because the Knight of Wands is someone, like I said, is always involved in different things, maybe involved with different people. So there could be somebody that wants, I don't want to make this about love. It could be about love, but it doesn't have to be. I'm saying not about love. Look, it's about some sort of success with the Four of Wands. Four of Wands is a small level success. It comes after the Three of Wands, when you're taking some sort of action and you're waiting for the result. And the result comes in, but it's like something worth celebrating, something worth, you know, writing home about, I want to say. Because you see these two people, and it could even be considered like the wedding card, you know, a homecoming. We got the Six of Judgment. I don't know if this is like it could be something coming back from the past, because we have the Eight of Cups, and that's usually somebody walking away from something that's emotionally unfulfilling, going towards their happiness, right? Because on the other side of the Eight of Cups is the Nine of Cups and the Two of Cups, right? The Nine of Cups and Ten of Cups, but it's that, still there's that one cup. You know, you put a lot of time, love, energy in something, and the well has run dry. There's no more love to give. Love don't live here anymore. Maybe somebody's saying, oh, wow. Somebody could be saying that love don't live here anymore. That could be where somebody's like, I don't want to be in this anymore. You're not what I want. You're not what there could be somebody saying that to someone. I don't want this anymore. I want a new beginning. I want to start over. I don't want to start over with you. I want to start over on my own. I want to walk away. I want to spend time with myself, rediscover myself, find myself, be able to, because somebody's starting to see things from a different perspective. you know? And they're saying that maybe someone feels like they don't really know themselves. They need time to figure themselves out, understand themselves. And that's where this Ace of Cups is coming in. Like, no, what is it that I want? What is it that I love? What is it that I care about? What do I want to grow? What do I want to invest in? Where do I want stability? You know, where do I want to start over? Because I see the Six of Pentacles. Where do I want to put my time and energy towards? Where am I going to see ROI? You know, am I going to find it if I stay in the situation? If I try to renew the situation, or will I have to start from scratch? So some of you may be having that talk about, depending on your status, because now I'm thinking this is definitely like a relationship thing. I feel like for some of you, you may be having to talk about whether you and your person want to stay together. Because maybe there's a lot of arguments, and maybe something was said during an argument, and then someone's like, you know, either saying, I want to be with you, or I don't want to be with you. It could be either or. Let's leave the past behind and start over. Let's rebuild. Let's rebuild together. Or someone could simply want to walk away on their own, be by themselves, and heal. Be by themselves and heal, so that they can have a new beginning elsewhere. Someone may be manifesting a new partner. A new partner. Maybe, I don't know, maybe some of you are dealing with someone who isn't as emotionally available, and you need that. You need that. And you're not getting that. And that could be what you're trying to manifest. This is so weird. Yeah, you want happiness. You want to be happy. Because if there's a lot of arguments, and then eventually one argument is the straw that breaks the camel's back, and it's like some of you may be having that talk. Somebody may be saying, I don't want to be with you anymore. I want a divorce. I want to break up, or I want us to start over, you know. Let's rebuild. Something could have happened. It could be something external too that couldn't be interfering in your relationship. But let's see, we got another ace with the Ace of Wands. So somebody wants a new beginning. I don't know if it's a new beginning, like a refresh, a restart, a renewal in your love, or just a brand new beginning, like a from scratch beginning. New from scratch beginning. But the sun, seeing happiness being illuminated, seeing things clearly. There's nothing being hidden. There's nothing in the shadows. Seeing the results of your investment, seeing the time, the memories, the things that you created, the things that were built, the things that were grown in this connection. And if it's something that you should, like, has it reached its peak and it's time for you to start a new journey? Or is it about moving past whatever conflict you and a person may have experienced? You know? So it's like, some of you are just going to be having a conversation about whether you want to be with somebody or not. And if it was about love, some of you may have experienced some sort of disagreement at work, and it has you reflecting on whether you want to stay somewhere. You know, can you see, is there potential for you to move on from whatever conflict, or is this something that you should just walk away from because it's just too much damage has already, too much damage. There was too much damage. The damage was done. So that's somebody's reading. Okay, what time is it? I'm starting my lunch kind of late, so, and I need water. Okay. Hi Sonia. Hi Snejina. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. Okay. Let's see. I didn't bring much cards today. I don't know. I was just really distracted this morning too. I rarely do this. I know someone asked me about career reading, and some people really don't watch those readings. But let's see. What is the current energy? Something, a message you need to know at this time when it comes to your career and your money. What does the collective need to know at this time? What is the current energy? This, like that previous reading is about like holding on to something or letting something go. Releasing or holding on to something. Is it worth holding on to? There's a song that says, I just need one reason. I have a million reasons to hold on, but I just need one to let it go. So it sounds like somebody's like had the final straw. All right, so what career and money message does the collective need to know? Okay, butterfly came out. Butterfly, sudden change, frivolous spending, short-term loan. Career, arts movement, temp jobs, fun work. Okay. What else? Gift, giving and receiving, sudden windfall, generosity, financial support, work surprise, vacation. Okay. One more. Got two more. You have spiral, out of control, climbing the ladder, upward trend, career, visiting a job, promotion, connections. And that's spiral. Remember, spirals could be upward or downward. And ornaments, extra money, mature, investment, celebration. Career, retail, beauty, finish work, and retirement. Let me see. Sudden change, frivolous. Okay. There may be some sort of change coming that you may not be expecting. It could be a sudden opportunity that may be coming to you, and it may be a gift, something that makes you feel really good, but it can be something that's going to help in transforming your life. And I feel like this spiral is more upward. I feel like it's an upward spiral, not a downward one. Because I don't know, some of you have been in jobs where you've been working like temporarily, like part-time, like consultant, something that's not like secure or has benefits or anything. It's like that there may be something changing when it comes to the aspect where you may be gifted or you may have a sudden windfall. So it could be an opportunity that comes to you that helps bring you more financial support, helps you be more financially stable. You may be receiving some type of job offer or opportunity that has maybe tied with a lot more money than what you've had. And it could be an opportunity that is going to change or transform your life in some way. It may be something that's tied to something you enjoy doing, because it says career, arts, movement, temp jobs, fun. So you could be moving or heading into something or being given or gifted an opportunity, because opportunities are gifts if you think about it. Depending, some opportunities are not the greatest, right? But this one, it seems to be a good one. It's one that's going to be surprising. If you are working a temp job, somebody, if this is what you want, somebody may be offering you a full-time job, a more permanent job. In the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Pentacles. That's about a new beginning. Financial investment. Starting a financial investment. It's a seed. It's something that, it starts off small but has the potential for growth, for abundance. So there definitely is an opportunity coming towards you, it seems, but it's like it's going to be a gift to you if you see it that way, because not every opportunity is a gift, But I feel like this is one that's going to help elevate, improve your life in some way, give you the support that you need. It could even be some of you are getting a promotion in your job. But I would think, do you think, I don't know if this is, if you would agree with this, going from temporary to full-time, would you consider that like a promotion in some way? Because if somebody wants to offer you a full-time job, isn't that someone seeing the potential in you, seeing your value, and seeing that you can offer and contribute more to a company? That's how I see it. I don't know if you all agree with that, but it could be that. It could that. I don't know if to going from temporary to full time, unless like you're on probation. Some of you could be on probation and you're passing probation, and now you're full time. You were provisional, and now you're going to be full time. So definitely financial security, financial support. But if it's not that, it's just some other opportunity that's going to be coming to you, and maybe tied to something that you enjoy doing. Somebody, if you're an artist, you may be contracted or commissioned. Somebody wants to commission a piece from you. Some of you may be getting an opportunity to move too. And that opportunity that's tied to moving is going to be, it could be, depending on, like I said, depending on how you see it, it could be a gift. And it's going to be one that's going to lead to a lot of progress and growth for you. Definitely going to have more money, and you're going to be celebrating with ornaments. Some of you may be even getting a job where you're going to be able to retire, or some of you maybe have done what you had to do, and you're heading into this place where you're going to retire. You put in your work, and now you're going to be reaping the benefits. Like you finished everything you needed to do. You put in the time. You put it. You save. You put it to your pension. Your retirement fund, whatever it is. Some of you may be celebrating retirement. Okay. I want to look at the time. Okay, let's see what this butterfly is about. Hi, Vibe. How are you? Or hi, V. Okay, what is butterfly? What is this butterfly about? Yeah. I feel like some of you were just getting a bunch of opportunities that you were like, no, it's not the one I want. It's not good enough. It's not what I want. I feel like some of you may not have been investing in something, or maybe being a little butterfly, not really committing to something because you didn't want to commit to the wrong thing. You were waiting for the right offer. I think some of you had a vision for yourself. You've been wanting something very specific, and you weren't going to just settle for less. You wanted what you wanted, and you wanted it not when you wanted. You wanted when you wanted, right? Of course. But it's like it's coming around, but it's like you're waiting for the right thing to commit to, the right job, the right opportunity to commit to. Okay, what is this gift? What is this gift? It's definitely going to be tied to something that you love, something that you care about, something that you love, you care about. But it could be something new that you're doing. One of the cards says revisiting a job. So it could be something that you've tried before and you may be returning to, an opportunity that's coming back around. I don't know if you had an opportunity that you missed or that you didn't take part in, but then now it's coming back around, and it's like now you get to decide if you're going to accept it or reject it. Are you going to accept the gift, or are you going to reject the gift? So that offer is coming in, but it's tied to something that you care about. It may be something that you think is fun, but definitely something you care about. And like I said, you were waiting for the right offer. You weren't going to settle for anything less. You have an idea, and it may be coming suddenly. You may not be expecting this at all either. Tell me about the spiral. tell you about the spiral. It says out of control, climbing the ladder, upward trend, career, revisiting a job, promotion, connections. Okay, these two cards didn't want to go in. I feel like it's definitely something that you're gonna be celebrating, and it may be something. I feel like it might be something new to you. Maybe if you've always had part-time jobs and temporary jobs, and this becomes something that's more permanent or has the potential for growth, for financial security and stability, it's gonna be in a position or something, whatever it is. And it's the Page of Swords is someone who's young, right? Someone who's learning, observing, an apprentice. So some of you may be starting some sort of internship, apprenticeship, but you're going to be celebrating it because it's something that you've wanted. You know, it's something that you really want. And it's funny because the ornaments card says celebration too, and I haven't clarified that yet. But it says extra money, mature investment, or celebration, career, retail, beauty, finished work, retirement. So being able to get to an age where you can retire, that's a gift, you know? So that definitely could be something for someone who may be retiring. Okay, extra money, mature investment, celebration. Mature investment. When I read that, mature investment is something that you've already invested in, but it's matured. Like it's grown, and now you're seeing the results. You're reaping the rewards. I wonder if some of you have invested in something, and whatever that investment is, it's reached its peak, and it's going to bring you extra income, extra money. I feel like this is positive. It's like an uptick. This isn't something negative at all. Okay, what else? For ornaments. Tell me about ornaments. Yeah. You may have been blocking out other opportunities, but this one you're not going to block. You know it's going to be the right one for you. You know? You're no longer blocking your blessings, is what I want to say. Yeah, you see, the sun came out. Yeah, because what you wanted is coming along, and you're going to be very happy. But I feel like if it's, for some of you, it may be something new, tied to a childhood wish, childhood hobby, task, idea you had. It's your baby, because I see the sun is a child. Some of you, you know what I'm thinking? Have some of you started a new business, and finally you're getting the investment or investors you need, or the money you need to start it? Yeah, or somebody could be gifting you money too. That's going to help you with this. Anything else does the collective need to know about this reading in total? Anything else the collective needs to know? Look at the Two of Pentacles. This is about balancing your emotions, balancing your mind, being flexible. For whatever reason, flexibility. You have to be flexible with something. Don't be rigid. That could create a blockage. That could turn this, like I said, this is an upward spiral, but depending on how you handle things, how you juggle your responsibilities, how you balance yourself emotionally and mentally, you know, how you go with the flow, that's going to determine how this spiral is. Because if you want to look at it, the spiral could be seen as like the Wheel of Fortune, you know. So you want to make sure that you remain balanced, that you go with the flow, you're flexible, you're adaptable, whatever this is, especially if it's something new, different. It could be something different too. You got the Ten of Swords. I want to know what's the Ten of Swords, because Ten of Swords has to do with betrayal. It has to do with a painful ending, an end of a cycle. Well, what is the Ten of Swords? Swords is about your thoughts, your ideas, your communication. Okay. The Empress is an abundant figure, feminine figure, mother figure, nurturing figure. Oh. This is a side message. I don't know, some of you, I don't know, a mother figure may have passed. That may be where the money may be coming from. That just came to my mind. Please take it as it resonates. It's not going to resonate with everybody. Some of you are going to resonate with this because I got the Three of Swords. Side message, if your mother has already passed, she doesn't want to see you waste your life away. Waiting. She doesn't want you to wait. She wants you to take advantage of your life. You know, life will get hard, but you can overcome it. You're strong. But don't let your grief, your sadness, your disappointment keep you stuck. That message came to me. So somebody's mother wants them to move on, you know, like go after your dreams, make the best of your life, move away from, close out cycles, heal. It could be grief, it could be disappointment or sadness. Yeah, didn't I talk about the Wheel of Fortune? Yeah. Once you close out, you end the cycle of heartache, pain that you've experiencing, the abundance that you want is coming towards you, you know? It's about you nurturing yourself, nurturing what you want, but also this will help bring about some sort of change and good fortune to you. You know, overcome your fears, your anxieties, know when to be a lion and know when to be fierce and when you have to be gentle. That could be where the balance is too. You know when to be passionate or when to just express passion or when to stay calm and quiet, more observant. Now I'm thinking about lions. Lions only attack when they want something or need something, right? But for the most part, they're mostly chill. So be chill. Only act out or show yourself when it's absolutely necessary. And make sure that you're taking time to rest and heal, especially if you've experienced some sort of grief or sadness that may be tied to an ending. Some of you may be closing out something, and it may be sad for you to close it out. But ultimately, it's something that you need to move away from. It's something that you need to change or that you may have outgrown. And it's time for you to move into a different era in your life. Especially if there's a sudden change. This sudden change may culminate into some sort of ending or may be coming because of an ending that you've experienced. But maybe this is like you, if you have found yourself in the space where you had to overcome any painful betrayals, sadness, or the ending of something, and you're healed from that, and you regrounded, recentered yourself, balanced yourself, know how to go with the ebbs and flows, know how to go with the flow. This is where you're going to allow the abundance to flow in, This is where you're going to be able to see the growth, the expansion, the fortune, the abundance that you've been wanting. So the butterfly does signify transformation too. So there's definitely some sort of transformation that you may be undergoing, or you may be in need of to bring this positive outcome out, This because the cards are just, the money cards are talking about transformation, a gift coming in, an upward spiral, an improvement, growth, promotion, more money, something worth celebrating. And that's possible, but it's like whatever could be the blockage, you need to make sure to take time to address it and heal from it so that you could bring about the change that's necessary, that will allow this positive energy to come towards you, or this positive outcome to come towards you. But I feel like some of you already know that, and you've already taken the steps, or you're in the process of it, because the Two of Swords is in the reverse. You already know the truth. You already saw the writing on the wall, and you know what matters most, and it's your happiness. You've already been illuminated to what you need to change. It's a matter of you taking the necessary actions. It's interesting. Look at this. You have the King of Pentacles, abundant king, hardworking king, stable, secure, reliable. Then you have the Wish card with the star. So some sort of wish come true is coming in, especially when it's tied to finances. But it's also tied to something that you're moving away from, something that you're closing out, and something that you know has served its purpose and needs to be laid to rest. You know, with the Death card coming in. So some of you may have Scorpio in your chart, Aquarius. Wheel of Fortune is all the fixed signs: Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Taurus. We have the Empress with Libra and Taurus. The Sun is Leo. Strength is Leo. Yeah, definitely a new beginning coming in for you guys. And something where it's going to be very fair and just to you. You know? So we got Libra again showing up. This is, I believe, Aries and Aquarius. Yeah, water sign energy. We have basically almost all the signs. We have water, air, fire. Mostly, I see mostly fire, air. So some of you may have Leo, Aquarius, North Node, South Node, Taurus, Scorpio, North Node, South Node. It could be your sun, moon sign, any placement. That may be significant to you, because I'm seeing Leo and Aquarius. They're the opposite signs of each other. So that may be your North or South Node. And Taurus and Death, Scorpio energy, opposite signs, North or South Node. Or that could be the signs that just be your sun signs or other placements you have in your chart. Yeah. Okay, so I hope this reading was helpful to you in some way. You can let me know in the comments section if you like the career type readings. I'm not really I don't know if people like that. And somebody asked me to do one, but I'm still trying to figure out exactly how to do it. Because, you know, as a tarot reader, I have to be able to enjoy what I'm doing. And if something seems like a chore, then I'm not going to want to do it, you know. So, because I want to be engaged, I want to be connected, you know. And if it doesn't feel natural to me, then I don't feel like I'm going to give you the messages you need, you know, because I had, in some way, because I'm not a career-oriented person. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. That's why. So I think that's why I could care less about career readings. I do like money. I like money, you know, but I want to be able to read the topics that you would like me to read for you. So let me see what time it is. Yeah, my break is going to be ending. I started my break a little bit late today because I was just busy at work. But I appreciate you all for liking and possibly subscribing and watching and allowing me to read for you. Maybe later on today I'll come back. I'm thinking about doing a hidden truth reading. I like doing, before I used to be like, I don't know about love readings, but I've become comfortable with doing love readings. So let's see what I'll do later on today if I decide to come on live. So if you want to see more from me, you can subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified when I go live. And thank you again. I hope you all have a wonderful day and weekend ahead, and I hope to see you next time. Take care, everyone. Bye.